Hey everybody, told you I was going to give you a list of all the tools that you needed, so we're going to go ahead and give the rundown. So break out anything that you need to write down on or take dictation or whatever it is, and we'll get started. This is Professor Petro. What's up, all my intelligent interns?
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. First thing you're going to need is a socket set of some form or shape, preferably metric. You can use metric and standard, but most cars nowadays are just metric, so you can probably get by with just having a metric set. Next thing you're going to need is a pull bar or some sort called a breaker bar. The reason why it's called that is because of the length. The longer it is, the more torque you get, and the more torque you get, the easier it is to break a bolt. Next thing you're going to need is a impact gun. Now, you don't need one of these, preferably, but these make your job a heck of a lot faster, and they make it a lot easier to break bolts or take bolts loose after you break them, depending on what situation you're in. Next thing you're going to need is a multimeter. A lot of electrical problems can be solved by simply checking continuity and checking voltage drops and blah blah blah, all that stuff that I haven't taught you yet. So if you get you one of these, this will save you a lot of trouble in the long run. Just pick up one. You can get them at Harbor Freight for like, most of the time they give them away, honestly. So you can pick up one of these at Harbor Freight for free on the right day, and that'll save you a lot of trouble. Next thing you're going to need is a hammer. One of my favorite things to use is a hammer. If something's super duper broke, hit it with a hammer, and if that don't work, then get a bigger hammer. This is my small hammer, so you can imagine how big my hammers get. No pun intended, I think. Next thing you're going to need is a set of cutters, which these help you with the cutting of electrical wires or body pins and stuff like that. All stuff that I explain to you later. Pliers. This is just one set of, I think, 20 that I have. Different lengths, sizes, and stuff like that. Going back to the cutters, another thing you're going to need is a knife or a X-Acto blade, something to strip the wires off of, strip the insulation off of electrical wires. Get something sharp, because if you don't, you're going to be sitting there fiddling with it all day and it's going to tick you off. Next thing, screwdrivers. Most things now snap together, but still can't go wrong with a nice Phillips screwdriver, sometimes for the door handles and stuff like that. And flatheads to pry things off. That's why this one is bent, because it's been used to pry stuff. Next thing you're going to need is a great light. This light is I think it's got like 62 LEDs in it or something like that. Something that you don't have to worry about breaking, but at the same time something that is bright enough to show everything that you're doing. Next thing you're going to need some wrenches. As you can see, I have a plethora. This is about half of the wrenches that I have right there. You're going to definitely need some of those. Some jobs you just can't get a ratchet in to do. Hydraulic jack. Don't waste your time with the bottle jacks and all that kind of stuff. That's just a waste of time. Get yourself a good hydraulic jack and save yourself a whole bunch of trouble. Another thing you're going to need is a serpentine belt tool, which is this thing right here. This is a big help when you got serpentine belts that are in tight areas. This will definitely help you in the long run. And this stuff, PB Blast, who do not sponsor me, by the way. I'm just promoting them because it's a great product. This will get any rusted bolt loose given enough time. and a set of ramps to drive your car up on. Definitely going to need those eventually. When you do undercar stuff like oil changes and stuff, it's easier to ride it up on ramps than it is to put it on a jack. And there's a couple of more things that you're going to need, but for right now, it's really all I need to show you. And the final thing that you're going to need, this in every mechanic's toolbox, is, that's right, petroleum jelly Vaseline. I know a lot of you just started laughing, and this is not a joke. Get you a tub of this and I'll show you how to make your life a lot easier if you're going to be a mechanic. Trust me. So that's it. Get these few things and you'll be set up to follow along and do all the jobs we're going to do here in the first season. If you need any advice or have any questions, please leave them in the comment boxes down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Until then, this is Professor Petro signing off. Thanks for tuning in.